which are present in C programming, right? Operations, or rather, let us say operators. Okay, we are going to study operators. Operators in C programming. So broadly, I can categorize the operator into three types. First one is called as unary operator. Okay. Then second one is something called as a binary operator, and third is something called as a ternary operator. Okay. Now, pay attention, students. These are very important and basic stuffs which are required not only for C programming, any of the type of programming languages. These are the basics. Okay. So basically, operator means what? Okay. For example, if can anybody tell me what do you mean by operator? When you hear a word operator, what strikes to your mind? What do you think about that? What could be this operator? Anything?
It triggers operation.
It triggers an operation. Well said. What you said? It triggers an operation. Okay. Anybody else? It triggers an operation means what? It performs. Can I say it performs certain operation? It performs certain operation. So what type of operations? We can have different types of operation based upon the type of the operator. Simple example I will give you first. See, if you want to add two numbers, okay, what you do? You use something called as an plus operator. So plus means what? Which will add two numbers, right? Okay. Now, in order to add these two numbers, you require two numbers basically, right? Say 10, say and 20. So 10 is first number, 20 is second number. In general, can I say as this first number as a operand 1 and second number as operand 2? Operand 1 is 10 and then operand 2 is what? 20. And what type of operation I am performing? I am performing addition operation. Now, the point to be noticed over here is that the number of operands required to perform any operation determines the type of operator. Okay, now try to understand this particular line. Number of operands required to perform any operation determines the type of the operator. So what actually we mean by this one? So here in the earliest, what I have told, there are three types of operators. The classification I have given. This classification is made based upon what? Based upon the number of operands required. Operands means what? What example I had given? Considering an addition, in order to do addition, I require how many numbers? I require two numbers. In general, those numbers, I can call it as what? Operands. How many operands here? Two operands, say operand 1 and operand 2. So these are two operands. So based upon this number of operands, I can classify them as these three categories. Now here, when I say unary means it requires only one operand. It requires only one operand. So what are unary operators? Unary operators are the operators which operate upon only one operand. Means if I want to perform certain type of operation, so it requires only one operator. That is one operand. Okay, what are the different classifications? We will examine later. In the same way, now binary. So here, you may also notice here, unary means what? Unary means it is one. Binary, bi means what? It is two. That means what? These type of operators requires two operands. Requires two operands. Two operands means in order to perform some operations under this classification, then definitely they require two operands. Then, can you guess how many operands are required for the third one here? Ternary. Can anybody guess it?
3 operands.
Three operands.
Three operands.
Yes, very good. Requires 3 operands. So based upon the number of operands required to perform that particular operation, we can classify among these. Okay, these are the broad classification. Okay, but internally again, this unary has different types of operators, binary has different types of operator, ternary has its own type of operator. Now, can you tell me in this example here, adding the 2 numbers, this adding the 2 number, what is the operator I'm using here? I'm using the operator called as addition. Addition is what? It is an operator over here. Okay, now tell me what type of classification it belongs to. Does it belong to unary, binary, or a ternary? Addition is one type of the operation, right? Now, can you tell me which category it belongs to?
Binary.
Binary.
It belongs to binary, right? Why binary? Because addition requires how many operands? It requires 2.
Binary.
So 2 operands means it is a binary.
2 operands.
Fine, good, very good. Now, here we are going to in detail study about the unary operator, binary operator, and ternary operator. Okay, now for the simplicity, in the first session, in today's session, I will start with the binary operator because you will be learning very fast about this binary operator, and then I will switch to something called as an unary operator. Okay, in the next session. Okay, now, so let us try to understand the different types of binary operators. Okay. Instead of this classification, I will directly switch to the different types here, the sub-classifications. The first one is, we call it to be arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators. Okay, now pay attention. So what do we mean by arithmetic operators? Can anybody tell? You might have heard, you might have used these type of operations in mathematics especially, right?
Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
Yes, very good, right? Arithmetic operators are what? These are addition, then subtraction, then multiplication, then division. Are there anything apart from these? Are there any more in the arithmetic operators? There is one more operator. If you recall, if you remember the videos, the YouTube videos which I have uploaded, I will give you one hint. Let's see how many of you recollect that. In order to find out whether the given number is an even number or an odd number, we performed one type of operation. In order to find out whether a given number is an odd number or an even number, we had performed certain operation. Do you recall that? What type of operator was that? It was modulo or mod operation. That is modulo operation. So in C programming, arithmetic operators contains 5 different operations. Okay, first one is addition. Addition means what? You already know, where you are going to add how many numbers? 2 numbers. So first number, say, if I take an example, say very simple example, 4 plus 5. You get an answer as what? 9. That is simple.
9.
As addition, right? Very simple. Now, next one, subtraction. 6 minus 2 is equals to 4. Okay. Now, multiplication. 4 into 3 equals to 12. Now, then division. Take 6 divided by 2.
3.
Now comes the very important and tricky. Let's see how many of you will answer here. Say 13 modulus operator, right? If you notice here, plus is what? Plus is a symbol for addition. Minus sign, that is a dash, is a symbol for subtraction. Star is a symbol for multiplication. In the same way, the forward slash is a symbol for division. At the same time, in the C programming, in order to perform modulo operation, there is a special symbol that what we call it to be a percentage symbol here. If I write first number followed by second number, and then if I write, say, the next number, say in this case 5, then this operator is called as what? Arithmetic. It is called as one of the arithmetic operator, and the type is modulo operator. Now tell me what will be the value of this operation. 13 modulo 5. Someone said some number. Can you repeat it? Hmm. 13 modulo 5.
3, sir.
3. You said 3. Okay. Anybody else? Any other answer? Okay. Can you explain this? How this is 3? Will you try? Don't worry whether it is a correct or a wrong. Just give a try. Okay, not a problem. Let me put up one more example here. Say 14 modulo say 4 equals to how much? 14
2.
4 2. Okay, how this is 2? Can you explain?
So I guess because the remainder is 2, so that's why we are considering 2 as the answer.
Yes, that is correct. The modulo means what? We get a remainder. Okay, when you perform an division operation, okay, when you perform the division operation, if you notice these two operations, division and modulo, both are associated with the division itself. Okay, now let me give you another example over here. Say, assume that you have integer a, b, okay, and a is that say 13, okay, and int b is equals to say the 5. Then a divided by b will give what? A divided by b will give what value? A is 13, b is 5. A divided by b, how much you get?
2.6.
3.
2.6.
Now you have to look, you have to think as a programmer, C programmer, not as a normal mathematic operation. You have to think now, what is the data type of A? Integer.
13.
The data type of B? Integer. When you are dividing this 13 by 5, what you will get? Will you get a 2.6 or only 2?
2. 2.
No, sir, 2.000.
2.
2.000.
2.00, you exclude that 0, consider only integral part, you get 2, right? Now at the same time, if you perform a modulo b, if you perform a modulo b, what value you will get? 13 modulo 5. You said the remainder, right?
3.
Remainder is 3.
3.
3. If you just observe here, okay, we have 4 values in this particular 4 lines, which are very much essential in order to divide two numbers. What is this 2? This is quotient and this is remainder. When you
Remainder.
13, when you divide 13 by 5, definitely you get quotient and remainder.
Remainder.
Quotient is nothing but the value you get when you perform actual division, and the remainder, whatever you get after division, that is the result you obtain from what? The modulo operation. Okay. Now for example, few more examples if you take over here. Say 27 modulo, consider it to be 2. Yes, what will be the value now? 27 modulo 2.
1.
1, right? So you can divide 27 by 2, say till 26 you can divide, then you get one remainder, right? Then what about this one? Say 26 modulo 13.
0.
0.
You get 0. Why 0? Because when you divide 26 by 13 completely, it will get divisible by what? 2, and you don't get any remainder over it. So the answer is 0. Now what about this case? Say 4 modulo 6. 4 modulo 6. Just apply the basics. Just apply the basics. What will be the quotient and what will be the remainder when you divide 4 by 6?
0.6
No.
quotient.
Here what we need to check, we need to look upon for what? Only integer values, not the fractional values. So now is 4, can we divide 4 by 6? No, it is not possible.
No.
Right? So in that case what? The quotient will be what? 0. And what will be the remainder? Remainder is 4. Remember this one. Okay. Whenever the first operand, if it is less than the second operand, okay, pay attention. Whenever you are dealing with the modulo operation, if the first operand is less than the second operand, then the result is going to be the first operand only, because you can't divide this first operand by the second operand. It is not possible. So the remainder you get it to be the same as the first operand. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what is the learning from these arithmetic operators? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, well and good. It's simple. It's very simple. Division, when you are looking for a division, you need to think upon what type of the data type. If it is an integer, you get only integral values. If it is a float, then you may expect a fractional values. Okay. Then modulo, this modulo can be only performed on integer values only. You cannot perform it on a floating point numbers. That is the first thing. What is the result we get from the modulo operation? We get the remainder when we when we divide the first operand by the second operand. The result is always the remainder. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So that is the first type of operators. The next type of operators, let us study. Okay. Relational operators. Very, very important. Relational operators. As you notice here, the name of the operator is what? Relational. Means it is trying to find out certain relation between what? Trying to find out the relation between two operands. So two operands means what? This is also a type of a binary.
Binary.
Okay, one last question. Okay, what is a relational operator? Or say true or a false question may come, right? So is relational operator a unary operator? True or false?
False.
Is
False.
relational operator unary operator or not?
No.
It is not. It is a binary operator, right? Okay. Now, in relational operators, there are six types of operators. There are 6 types of operators. Okay. First one is something called as less than. Second is something called as greater than. Third is less than or equals to. Then greater than or equals to. Then another is not equals to. And the last one is equals to. Okay, now try to focus and try to understand these concepts. What actually these mean by. Okay. Okay, I'm just using these kind of arrows. This is arrows. Okay, these are some arrows I'm using here for the illustration. What is the first one? Is less than. Is less than operator. So less than operator means, suppose if you are trying to perform the operation, say is 20 less than 30. What you expect when I say is 20 less than 30? Now, if you just closely look into the operation, am I trying to find the relation between these two numbers? I'm trying to evaluate the relation between these two numbers. Yes, very much, right? I'm trying to find out the relation. What type of relation? Is the first number is lesser than the second number? Okay, yes or no? Is the first number
Yes, sir.
number? Then I'm pretty much sure here that the result is either it is yes or no. In other terms, I can say either the result is true or false. Or in some time, I can say either result is 1 or 0. Whenever I'm trying to perform an operation called as a relational operation, in the first case, that is less than symbol is what? The less than symbol, okay. Now, the first number is less than second number, or in other way, is first operand is lesser than the second operand. Obviously, here I know that the result can have only two values. What is the result? Yes or no. It cannot be anything apart from these two. Or in other words, the yes can represent as true, or I can represent as a 1. In the same way, the result no, okay, I can represent it as a false, or I can represent it as a 0 also. These are the different synonyms we use for the representing the outcomes or the results. Now in this case, what do you think now? What do you think here? Is 20 less than 30? Is it true or false?
True.
True.
True. It is true. So internally, it is handled as the value 1. In the same way, now tell me what will be this value? Say 30 less than 20. What will be the value here?
False.
False. Zero.
It is
0.
It is 0. Very good. Right? Now, in the same way, what will be this next operator? It is greater than. Okay, this is lesser than and this is greater than. So greater than means what? Obviously, how it should look like? The same parameters. Now, if I write something as 20 greater than 30, 20 greater than 30. So what is the result here? Is it true or a false?
False.
False. Because
Also.
20 is not greater than 30. So result obviously it is what? False.
False.
And
Zero.
internally how it is handled? Is it 0 or a 1?
0.
It is
Zero.
0.
Correct? Now take the other example here. Let me reverse the values. Okay, let me take this example. 40 greater than 40. Tell me, what is the answer here?
False.
False.
False. Look at the comparison here. 40 greater than 40. No, 40 is not greater than 40. Both are equal. So again, the result is
False.
it is 0.
Zero.
Correct? So write something 50 greater than 40. Then yes, it is 50 is greater than 40. Then it is true. Following this one. Okay. The next relational operator is what? If you notice here, there are two symbols. First is less than, and then there is something called as a equals to. Means this is something called as lesser than or equals to. Lesser than or equals to. So I'm trying to compare both the things here. Okay, for example, say now 20 less than or equals to 30. So what if now try to understand this
True.
very cleanly. First operand is what? 20. Second is what? 30. What is the operation? The operator less than or equals to. Less than or equal to. Now tell me whether 20 less than or equal to 30, is it true or a false?
True.
It is true. So it is
How?
1. If I write another example, 20 less than or equals to 20, what is the answer?
True.
True.
Again, it is true. Very good. It is true. If I write one more statement, say 40 less than or equals to 30, less than or equal
False.
to 30, result, it is false. Following this one? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Since time is moving, we have just 1 minute of time. So what we will do, we will just stop at this place and we will continue the remaining in the next class. So go ahead and enter your attendance. Be quick.
Sir, I had this doubt. Can I ask it?
Yeah, you. What I would suggest is that you just make a note of the doubt, and I will answer to your doubt in the next class because hardly we have less than 1 minute. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, just note down the doubt. All of you make a rough book,
Yes.
and these notes you just write it down on the paper on the rough book. That will be very helpful for you later. Okay. And anyways, I will be giving you notes later once I complete the entire unit. Okay, don't wait till that time. Make a rough notes and keep it with you. I hope everybody have put in the attendance. If not, please do it early because the meeting is going to end very soon.